Hello there friends, this is DotaNews. We're here to create the best Dota news channel ever. Here's what we cover in today's episode. 7.35 finally released, as well as Frostivus. And we explain it all. New Talon player, crit and Notail conflict still on. $50 for a training lesson from a back-to-back TI winner. COVID breakout at ESLOne Kuala-Lumpur. And as always, in the end, we recap some of the matches of the current tournament. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. And I think we have to begin our episode with Teaguvnor. He once again has arranged a patch waiting room, this time for Frostivus. This time, to do this, he dressed up as a Santa Claus and started playing the truck simulator. He was just driving laps and waiting for Valve to release the update. Teaguvnor had previously done something similar. While waiting for previous patches, he had Bristleback cosplay, Lena, Crystal Maiden cosplays and all that. And this time, to be honest, he got lucky because this agony, if this was one, who knows, didn't last long, while finally presented the new patch alongside Frostivus. Let's dive into it and explain it all. So here comes the new patch, it's finally out, 7.35. Oh, and there's a lot of changes. For example, Roshan and Tormentor now have new abilities. Let's start with Roshan. He has this roar of retribution. He emits a roar that is audible throughout the map, damages all creatures within a radius of 900 points, and increases their damage received by 25%. But don't be so afraid, it triggers only if Roshan is hit by a team that successfully attacked him the last time. Also, Roshan drops a new Roshan's banner in the late game. A new unique item. This banner boosts your creeps in an area you choose for 5 minutes, giving them bonus HP and extra damage. So this is basically a new pushing tactic, ability, whatever you want. Now the Tormentor's new ability is the Shining. No, not Stephen King's or Stanley Kubrick's, it's just basically the Shining, like the Radiance. The Tormentor basically deals 6 damage every 0.2 seconds, distributing it equally among all creatures in a 1200 radius. Also, now Roshan drop items depending on which side he was taken down. If he's down during the day at Radiant Spit, he drops Cheese first, then Refresher Orb. If he's down during the night at Dire Spit, he drops Roshan's Banner and then Agnim's Blessing. And you know what's most interesting here? Now using a portal between pits costs you 75 mana. This could be very crucial during early game. For example, here's what Miposhka, the 2-time TI winner from Team Spirit, thinks. I haven't seen it in practice yet, but it seems to me that this banner is really tough. Kind of like in HOTS. There too, if you fulfill certain conditions, you will have your creeps unrealistically strengthened. Oh no, I think it's like enemy creeps have 1 HP and the towers don't work for a minute or so. It feels unreal. Here, I think it's not that strong, but it's also really noticeable. It stands for like 4 or 5 minutes, buffs for 45 seconds, that's tough, I think. You can always put it in safe position, you'll have creeps under your base buffing, and you'll protect it and put a lot of pressure on your enemies. I mean, Miposhka is right, it seems really strong to me as well. But the most interesting thing is the change of items. Ring of Tarask, Royal Jelly, Craggy Coat, these sound familiar to you, right? They've already been in Dota 2 and they're back, as well as Magic Lamp and other items. But Tumbler's Toy, Ring of Aquila, Quickening Charm, Titan Sliver, Penta-Edged Sword, Spell Prism, Ex Machina and Fallen Sky have been removed, as well as Quarterstaff for some reason, which will basically lead to changes in the builds of some items. Valve also added brand new items like Tiara of Salamene, Khanda and Parasma. Khanda, by the way, looks quite interesting and decent because it's made of Crystallis and Phylactery, which allows you basically to deal magic damage and crit at the same time. I wonder when people will start boosting their MMR with like Oracle or something like that, just one striking everyone else. But maybe I should test it on Phantom Assassin, right? And this Parasma, on the other hand, is made of Witch Blade, and it's probably good fit for Zeus, or Puck, for example. But I suggest that we should wait for pro players to start building stuff and just copy what they do, because, like, they're pro players, it's their job. Also, Revenant's Broche has been reworked a lot. Now you can turn it on and make all your physical attacks magical, but with the cost of your mana. And remember how Revenant's Broche was Muerta's teaser in some way? Like, it's exactly the brooch that Muerta wore at her teaser and all that. Now, Valve releases a new item in the form of a feather. It's called Avian's feather. And according to previous leaks, there's also gonna be a hero named Bird Samurai of some kind. And he's gonna be an Avian. I don't know if it's a race or is exactly his name, but it's connected, right? Guys, do you think we could be getting Bird Samurai together with the Ringmaster? Or maybe it's just a hint to Sky Mage Arcana or Persona? Write your thoughts in the comments below. And also, after improving some items, the meta changed immediately and the exact old meta came back, like from the good old days, like a couple of years ago. For example, Lashrak with Bloodstone already have a 57% win rate. He got like +7 or +8% after the update. And it's all because Bloodstone now increases the range of spells, and together with Shard you can just stun like a Ravage of Tidehunter of some sort. But you remember that it's on low cooldown and it's like reoccurring and all that. It's really imbalanced. Another interesting hero is Chan, who has also a high win rate of 55%. And just listen to this. If you get an early Solar Crest and max your passive spell to give armor, you just go to lane and give your carry 31 bonus armor. That's insane! And also the leading positions in terms of victory percentage are shared by Darkseer and Viper, who now has the break ability in his ultimate. Terrorblade, Bristleback and Rubik on the other hand have lowest win rates. And guys, don't forget to share in the comments below who are your favorite heroes that got affected with the newest patch, and which win rate do you think you have. Maybe you have found something broken already and you can share it in the comments below so we can all watch and try and test before Valve patches it. But along with the patch came a wave of Smurf bans, and Gaimin did it in a very ironic way, I would even say in style. See, each player in Dota received a gift for Frostivus. And this gift is based on your behavior, literally the conduct score. For example, if you behaved well, you will get like a good item or a full set even. I, for instance, got a Clockwork set, and my friend got a Rubik set, and we both have like 12k-ish conduct score. Or if you have a lower conduct score, you'll just have small random items. But Smurfs, Steam agreement violators, and overall very, very naughty players got pieces of coal. Literally pieces of coal. Just imagine this situation. A dude wants to go and Smurf on his second account and all that, and he opens Dota, gets a gift, and he thinks like, wow, cool, Gabe, thank you. He opens it and bam, you're banned, here's your coal, ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. It's honestly genius and hilarious because it's a Christmas canon. All naughty children received coal instead of presents, and that's like a tradition. It's the story of Christmas and Santa Claus. And, for example, a famous streamer and ex-pro player Mason got banned too, and oh my, that's a lot of drama on here and Reddit and everywhere. Let's watch his stream and his reaction.
What did you get from the gift chest? Oh. Owned. Open gift. What did I get? What? I got banned? Till 118? What? So I ended up using a service to boost my behavior score, and the fact that like Valve has permanently banned me over 10 games is kind of bullshit, honestly.
Then the streamer got mad and goes to play League of Legends. That's the ultimate tilt. He implied that he will go to competitors if Valve doesn't unban him. But you know, with Valve it's always the same. If they give a ban, it's final and it's not subject to appeal. And you know what? Even Entities player Watson received a ban on his account. It's obvious that he has Smurfs because he's like the top of the ladder and he has to play at some level with easier opponents, you know? But some players, for reasons unknown, got much more interesting gifts. For example, Personas on Crystal Maiden or Podge, a Wraith King Arcana, and many more. Hey Gabe, what the Christmas bell? Why not me? I was behaving myself the whole year. And I got a cheap Clockwork set. Why? But okay, guys, what did you get? Write yours in the comments below. Personally, I think this set for ancient apparition in the form of a snowman is really cool. It's fun and hilarious, and it maybe doesn't fit the Dota atmosphere and vibe overall, but it's just fun and it pleases me. And also the new immortal mount for Snapfire that changes her ultimate ability. And in addition, players are given small free gifts in the forms of graffiti, loading screens and emojis. And I really like the Grinch-like emoji with Necrophos. It's fun also. You know, the he thing. And guys, what sets do you like the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. But besides the good news, there's bad news. At ESLOne Kuala Lumpur, some players caught COVID. No word yet about who specifically and which teams, but ESL recommended the players to wear masks. And considering we're late into the playoffs, there's not much teams left. It's a pity that COVID again affects the Dota scene. I hope that still the final will be held in the stage with spectators, with the audience. And guys, COVID is still here like forever, so keep yourself safe, please, especially in winter. Now, finally, let's move on to esports news. Chuan joins Talon. The Malaysian player is replacing their former mid laner Yowie, who only managed to play ESLOne Kuala Lumpur qualifiers with the team. Previously, Chuan, the 28-year-old Malaysian player, had been there for Alliance, but they didn't have any meaningful success and failed to qualify for any of the majors, much less TI. Anyways, this is what the current Talon lineup looks like. It will be interesting to follow this team over the course of the season. What do you think, guys? Do you like this roster? Write your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe you wanted another mid laner to join them. Anyways, let's get back to the TI winners. Remember when in the last episode we told you how Jerax decided to become a coach? So according to him, he wants to help players understand at what stage of their path they are in order to acknowledge their strengths and make a plan to achieve their goals. Jerax is going to use his personal experience to help students overcome their tilt and burnouts, as well as to understand the reasons for the lack of the progress and motivations, and surely also to work through toxicity in pubs. He's only going to charge $50 per hour, and the number of sessions will be limited until 2023. But from the beginning of 2024, he's going to focus on this job and allow even more students. Jerax is a true legend of Dota scene and has won many trophies throughout his career, but what makes him stand out is the 2 TIs. Write in the comments if you would like to take a course from this player on how to win the international back-to-back. JT, a player of G2IG, in an interview for ESLOne Kuala Lumpur, shared his feelings about the new team, named the heroes he enjoys playing the most, and explained why they lost at the open qualifiers. Here's what he said. In G2IG, it's all about the same, playing in extreme gaming and in Malaysia, because everyone continues to communicate in Chinese. But now we have 3 Malaysian players, so maybe we'll feel more comfortable. I'll be able to communicate on topics related to Malaysia, play with my compatriot friends, have more fun, more relaxation and all that. And on the fact that the games are taking place in his home arena, the player expressed that he has been looking forward to it for a long time and is very happy about it. JT also said that it is most fun playing with Magnus at this tournament. The player himself is the only person also to pick Mipo at the pro stage, and he thinks that this is a good hero if given the opportunity, and he wants to play them more. And here's what he said about losing the first qualifiers for ESLOne Kuala Lumpur. At that point, we had not yet gathered for the bootcamp. Everyone was playing from their own homes. We were playing online and we were just not ready. Nothing to say was still in a celebratory mood. I basically blame him for it, he didn't carry me through. And okay, I blame everyone for not carrying me through. Wow, JT is pretty confident, and obviously he's just trolling and joking, just like most of the Chinese players. But, you know, G2IG performed well and above expectations in the group stage. They made it to the upper bracket, where they unfortunately lost to Gaimin Gladiators with a score of 1-2 and fell to the bottom bracket. Now, let's go back in time for a little bit, specifically to the international number 8. We're gonna recall the moment when Crit crashed into Notail under the stands of Rogers Arena in Vancouver. This happened after the OG vs LGD and EG vs Team Liquid matches. OG and EG both won, but the day before, OG beat EG. And when the guys met, Crit bumped into Notail. The push was caught on camera, you know, it was intentional, at least it looked like that. And recently, Notail and Grubby discussed this situation. Here's what they said.
I'll ask it.
Yeah, you go.
Mention
You
what?
go mention all you want.
The shoulder check, you don't know it?
The what?
Crit Notail shoulder check.
You haven't seen that?
Really?
you
I mean,
don't
it
know
was
it.
on one of the true sites.
Wow, that's a true side. That's
Maybe I did.
that's
see
a
it.
banger. You need to know that one. I'm sure Crit did it on purpose.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, he just didn't care. He's like, I'm not moving for the ships. That's all.
Probably.
And then
I don't think he
that's-
I feel like it's slightly more percentage on him actually doing it
Okay, that's a
and
bold
not
take.
caring. You
Bold
really
take.
you actually don't know it.
I may have seen it. I
Okay,
forgot.
Okay.
you're an objective viewer, right? So you can tell me if this. Okay.
Don't need context.
They're just two competitive players crossing each other in a hallway in
Yeah.
between games, type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's literally after Fly
What's the question?
betrayed
If it's
them.
intentional.
Yeah, but that doesn't
Okay,
matter. He's
okay,
not
sorry,
involved in
okay.
that shit, you know?
The question is if it's intentional.
Okay, judge it. Objecto. You need to be objecto.
Alright.
Okay, mute the fucking.
I'm listening in case I hear Slack starting yelling about hot dogs or
Okay,
something.
okay.
That's true.
Alright, 6-second clip.
Sound?
No sound.
Why is there no sound?
I don't know.
What's happening?
That. You see that shoulder bump there?
Yeah. That's on
Okay.
purpose.
Wait, look. Oh, that.
Ah, okay.
That's on purpose. Okay, my bad.
That's on
He
purpose.
doesn't even like turn or say anything.
My
No,
bad.
But you
That's-
see everyone else walking in a line, and Crit is walking in his own line.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
on purpose.
That's on purpose.
Notail actually did hurt his shoulder a little bit after that.
He said so, right?
Yeah, he said so. But
Yeah, Crit is like much bigger.
but
than
no,
Notail.
you know why it's on purpose? I just noticed. It's because he's like, kind of like leaning into it.
Yeah.
And then he's like pre-flexing his muscle just to not take a hit. You know, there.
Yep.
Wait, who's flexing?
Like Crit's like flexing
Yeah,
his,
yeah,
like, you know,
I see what you're
rigid. You know.
Yeah.
All right, man, I'm convinced. I didn't really look at it, but it's true.
You're welcome. We'll do a bigger analysis.
Bigger analysis next stream, boys.
The graphs will be there.
Yeah, all right, that's gonna be it for us, guys. I am done.
Guys, why do you think Crit did that? Was it just for the show, or is he really holding grudges against Notail? Don't forget to write your thoughts in the comments below. And now, finally, let's move on to the matches. Now let's talk about Team Falcons, who played their first playoff game against AZURE. Many would say that both teams were pretty strong, but Falcons were, like, stronger. But as it turns out, it's not that simple. On the first map, Falcons took quite strong and signature heroes. AZURE responded with Doom and Primal Beast. I will remind you that this was still played on 7.34e, and the game wasn't that full of action or dynamics, because the first blood, for example, was only spilled at 5 minutes, when Shaker and Doom used their stuns to pick up Chen. And then Primal Beast started ganking very early, especially Skitter, and overall the whole laning stage was won by AZURE. Sinky was playing especially well on Shaker. But then, after the laning stage, almost all the teamfights were won by AZURE. By 20 minutes they had like a 9k gold advantage. Then there was a fight for Roshan, which seemed to be won by Falcons, but in the end it turned out that the Chinese team won, and they obviously grabbed the Aegis. And in addition, the AZURE players were constantly catching ATF. He was not allowed to go at the lane, he was not allowed to farm and anything. But you know, Falcons tried and tried and tried, but look at this Shaker ultimate. You can't do anything about it. At 33 minutes, ATF and his friends decided to take Roshan. And they did it, and then they just couldn't do anything with the Aegis because it was almost immediately knocked out. In general, the whole map during the mid-game and late game was full of big and beautiful teamfights, which were often won by Falcons. To everyone's surprise after such a laning stage. But the biggest fight happened at 42 minutes when the Chinese players took the third Roshan and decided to go high ground. They just smashed all their buttons into Skitter, and that was definitely worth it. And when his teammates decided to help him, it only came out worse, and 3 heroes from Falcons went to the tavern. And the last fight happened at 53 minutes. It ended with Sinky buying a refresher. This whole game from AZURE was like a Mozart symphony. Falcons couldn't do anything, so they wrote a GG. On the second map, Falcons decided to pick Shaker, and Amar got a very strong and overpowered Kunkka. But it was exactly him, ATF, that AZURE made a first blood on. He just had no chances to survive. The laning stage was fairly even. Yeah, AZURE had a gold advantage, but it was quite small. And throughout the game, most fights were won by Falcons, mostly due to ATF. But the first Roshan went to AZURE and the second Roshan also, but they just couldn't execute the Aegis as they wanted to. Luna, after revival, was just instantly smashed into the ground. Next, on 36 minutes, there was a decisive fight. Falcons took the Aegis, got into a good position and just danced the enemy into the ground. AZURE lacked 3 heroes and it was unreal to defend the high ground, so they decided to write GG. On the third decisive map, AZURE decided to pick a druid for low. Falcons had a sniper in middle, and he played a big part in doing the first blood. But moreover, after the runes appeared, the Chinese team took the squirrel too, the hoodwink. And the laning stage was as smooth as ever. In some moments Falcons led, in some moments AZURE. But everything as always was decided at Roshan's pit. Another team fight and it's won by AZURE. They took the Aegis and yeah, it got knocked out pretty quickly. And Falcons started to dominate again. Another try to reach the Aegis at 33 minutes, which led to a very big fight. Falcons exchanged 4 heroes for 5. At 46 minutes, AZURE went to high ground as they knew Falcons were busy with the affair. In the end, they managed to demolish part of the base. And then Brewmaster just clicks the barracks and now it's on, it's mega creeps. At about 50 minutes, this map ended with Brewmaster's spirits along with Druid Bear breaking the opponent's throne. In the end, it's 2-1 and a win for AZURE. Falcons go to the lower bracket. And then there's the match between Invictus Gaming and Gaimin Gladiators. The match became unusual in the beginning of the drafts because they picked position 3 Mipo. It's a very rare thing to see because it's Mipo and position 3, which is unusual for official tournaments. It will be interesting to see how JT will play this hero. Clearly, the Dire team had a plan for the game with Mipo because Grimstroke was often dragged to the bottom lane to help set up stuff. And that was the exact reason why Mipo was the only one of the IG cores who didn't drop off the network charts and made the game even. With Aghanim on Mipo, players take Roshan. At 18 minutes, there is an attack on Mipo. The Gladiators almost managed to get him, but badly pressed buttons and Dark Willow and Lina didn't allow him to die so easily. JT managed to turn into a Mega Mipo and dack himself into the ground, buying a lot of time for his teammates to come to him and take a full-fledged fight, in which Duracio's team crumbled. By the way, they didn't even knock out the Aegis. And when Mipo got Scotty, Invictus Gaming decided to attack. The fight starts with an Eco Slam on Dark Willow, and in the meantime, we were actively caught out Wisp. As a result, the Chinese team won the fight without a chance. Once again, without losing a single hero. The key fight took place near the Roshan pit, where IG took the Aegis. And with it, they broke the side on the bottom and secured dominance in net worth. Well, and as it usually happens, the final fight takes place again near the Roshan, where the Gladiators lose again. In general, the main problem of their fights was that they were desperately trying to get Mipo. They just spammed all buttons into him and they forgot about other players. So all the other IG heroes were just free to act. And with Aegis, they easily finished the game. Moving on to the next map, IG surprises again with a Mipo, but this time Gladiators thought this through and decided to pick Elder Titan. For Ace, obviously, and it was very interesting. And from the very beginning of the map, the teams decided to make a real mess. In all this chaos, Tofu takes first blood. And the laning stage kinda reminded of the last map, where Gladiators decided to defend their lanes, and they did it much better, but Mipo was again in top 4 net worth. But it seemed that IG made the Gladiators angry, and they decided to remember that they're a strong team, which took a second place at TI. And already at 17 minutes, they were leading by 12k. Having received Aegis, Gladiators already at 24 minutes went to break the side, and in general the throne. The advantage and the power was so huge that the Duracio just got the Aegis and went to the throne and just clicked it, and no one can do anything about it. Well, and the third map also started with the Chinese team again standing very badly at their lanes. Gladiators were just diving under tier 1 towers, spamming their buttons and getting every single IG hero. And this map looked really one-sided for Duracio and his team. At 15 minutes, the difference in net worth was around 9k gold. And even though Gladiators had Alchemist and they had an overpower, IG just couldn't do anything to them without Eco Slam. And they tried, but in the end, after taking Roshan and refarming BKB, Alchemist just walked through the buildings and ended the series with a smooth victory for Gladiators. Congratulations to Celery, Quinn, Duracho, Ace and Tofu for advancing to the semifinals, where his team will face AZURE. Overall, this was the last match that was played on 7.34E. All the other matches at ESLOne Kuala Lumpur were played at 7.35, which was released just before the game between Secret and Liquid. Imagine the players' faces. Anyways, we will discuss all the ESLOne Kuala Lumpur matches at 7.35 in the next video. I believe that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave your feedback in the comments below, because it's really important for me to improve by listening to you guys. And also leave your thoughts about the 7.35 patch. Let's try to find overpowered items and broken heroes together below, because it will help all of us to raise our MMR or just play fun games. Also hit that subscribe button to follow the best Dota 2 news channel. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.